Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Marketing the Invisible. I'm Tom Poland, beaming out to you from the Sunshine Coast in Australia, joined today by Collin Mitchell. Collin, a very warm g'day from down under, sir. Where are you hanging out?
I am in Los Angeles, California, in the United States.
LA, the city of angels. Would you rather have a big apple or an angel? I'm going to go with the angel, right?
Yeah, of course. West Coast is the best coast.
The West Coast is the best coast. Yeah. Okay. There's a jingle and an ad there somewhere for Go West, young man. Folks, Colin's an interesting guy because he does a lot of stuff with AI. We're going to find out more about that in a moment, in particular in relation to personality insights. He's kind of the go-to guy with 3 business exits under his belt. He's currently serving as the chief evangelist at humantic.ai, where they help sellers personalize their entire sales process. And this is pretty cool, to build more rapport and close more deals. And I think this is especially valuable when very often these days we're not sitting across the table physically from someone when we're having those sales conversations. So our title today is How to Use Personality Insights to Increase Close Rates. Collin, thanks for being here. We're going to kick off. Our time is going to start just as soon as I find that freaking app. Here we go. Time starts now. Question number 1, so who is your ideal client?
Yeah, so we serve various different sales organizations, but the ideal client that we've seen to add a ton of value to is B2B sales organizations.
B2B in particular. Thank you for that. Question 2, what's the problem you solve for them?
Yeah, so there's a few, but overall, the problem that we're solving for them is helping them to better understand their buyers and to change their sales process in a way which can be more authentic, and they can personalize the entire sales process.
Right. So we're really getting to, I would imagine, quite deep levels of rapport and empathy and relatability very quickly, because you've got a bit of an X-ray into who this person is and what makes them tick. Does that sound about right?
You hit the nail on the head, right? Because everybody's a little bit different. And the problem that sellers are faced with is they are showing up to sell to their buyers the way that they would want to buy if they were on the other seat of the table.
Right.
Yeah, and that works in some cases, but not all, and unfortunately not most.
Yeah, if you find one in a 1,000 or 100,000 people that are the same as you, it's probably going to work pretty well. Otherwise, all right, thank you for that. So question 3, what would you say are some of the symptoms of an organization or a B2B salesperson who needs what you've got? What's going on in their sales process that kind of give them a heads up they need to be finding out more about what you do?
Yeah. So there's a few different areas that we see, personality insights move the needle the most, but I'll focus on sort of 2 of the most common, right? Is top of funnel. They're, not getting a lot of positive replies. And that could be 2 possible scenarios, right? They're not targeting the right people, or they're not targeting the right people with the right messaging based on the person instead of the persona, which is the way most people sell. Another area of focus that we see a lot is close rates. So, a lot of times either deals aren't moving forward and they're stuck and stalled. And by leveraging these sort of insights gives the sellers the ability to know what matters most to their buyers and able to get those deals unstuck.
Right. And so the top of the funnel, either the wrong people or the wrong message, or the bottom of the funnel where the close is happening. It's a succinct way of summarizing it. You mentioned the difference between persona and personality. I think that might be a good conversation around question 4, which is the common mistakes that people make. One of them being mistaking persona for personality. Tell me more about that, and then any other mistakes you think that are pretty common.
Yeah. So the biggest mistake that a lot of people make just generally in sales is exactly what you said, selling to the persona instead of the person. And that's just not authentic enough. It's not personalized enough at the level. And then I would say, the thing that people struggle with a bit is they try to take on all of this at once. And this is, this way of selling is not a new concept. This is just a new technology that makes it easier. And the best place to start for folks to avoid making those mistakes is to know yourself first. So having a level of awareness of your own personality, the way that you would want to buy if you were on the other side of the table, what, your communication styles and preferences are, what things and values are most important to you, because that frames the entire structure of the sales process based on the individual. And so knowing yourself first is a really good place to start to avoid making some of those common mistakes.
Okay, thank you for that. And I'm still unclear, what do you mean by the difference between the persona and the personality? What do you mean by persona?
So persona might be really basic, like, is it B2B? Is it B2C? Are they in this particular industry? Are they this company size? Do they have this job title? And then people that are maybe doing a halfway decent job with persona might even take it a level deeper, where they're saying, and they have this specific problem. And then that defines, their ICP, and they sell based on that.
So it could be a good place to start, but it might not be detailed enough in terms of the individual's personality. Thank you for that.
And so for the person, it would be more around, hey, this is an ROI-driven person. This is a relationship-driven person. And so you're going to frame up the conversation based on that.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you for that. Just over 2 minutes left. Top tip, question 5, one valuable free action that someone could take. It's not going to solve the whole problem, but it might take them a step in the right direction.
Yeah, start with understanding the different personality types of people and what you should avoid with each type. That's a really way to just take a little bite out of selling this way before trying to take it all on.
And that might lead us quite nicely into question 6, which is the valuable free resource, because I think you've got something there that people is going to help them with understanding that. URL or website people can go to find out about that?
Absolutely. So for anybody who's curious about this sort of stuff, or even just wants to run their own profile and have that level of awareness and understand what to avoid with different types, they can go to humantic.ai, start a free trial, run some searches, and have some fun there with that. And our team's available to support anybody who's trying to figure out how to put this stuff to work. Fascinating.
So folks, that's Humantic, as in human, but HUM for Mary, AN for Nigel, TIC. Humantic.ai. Go and have a look. It's fascinating stuff. Collin, we've got just 50 seconds left. So what's the one question I should have asked you but didn't?
Yeah, I would say the one question you should have asked me that you didn't would be, what are some of the results people are getting from you leveraging personality AI into their sales process?
Great question. And in less than 30 seconds, what are some of those results?
Yeah. So some of the most common things that we're seeing, I'll just give you 3, is 236% increase in positive replies on outbound activities, 36% increase in first time to engagement, and 6.7% increase in close rates.
Remarkable statistics. Collin, thanks so much for your time. Thanks for checking out our Marketing the Invisible podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to generate 5 fresh leads in just 5 hours, then check out www.5hourchallenge.com.